family very close to us unexpectedly lost their teenage daughter. They were crushed by her death, of course, but they were unable to get back to their social life. And eventually the parents divorced, they disappeared. There was another family we knew, not quite so well, but they managed things differently. They created a foundation in their child's name and were able to go on and help other people who were suffering through the same horrible circumstance. They had resilience, which helped them survive. Are you resilient? Welcome. I'm Joanne, pianist, composer, and the co-founder of the Jolie Joff Music Foundation. I'm a business owner and internationally licensed yacht helmsman, mother of 5, grandmother of 6, public speaker and musical artist with a message of the power of music for health and well-being. Resilience is defined as the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness. My favorite poet is Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and he wrote this magnificent piece called A Psalm of Life. And in this poem, he entreats us to live like heroes in the battle of life, because life is a battle. We are constantly battling the things within us, choices that we have to make for good or for evil. And then there's the outward battles. There are disasters that happen. There are people that come against us. So how can we build up resiliency? You may be hanging on to things emotionally that you should have let go. I'll give you an example from my life. I homeschooled my 5 children, and I concerned myself 24/7 as to their needs and their desires, their direction in life. One by one they grew up and they left home and they launched into exciting careers. And after the last one left, one night I woke up and I felt panicked. My children were all gone, they didn't need me anymore. At that moment I felt empty and it hurt. So I went to the photo albums. I pulled them out for hours, crying my eyes out, thinking about the passage of time, looking at all the beautiful, happy memories that we have. And then I realized I've got to pull myself together and move on. So I made a plan. I made a list of things I want to do, and I refocused my energy. I went to that last empty bedroom and I painted the walls. Whatever difficult thing life has hit you with, move through that grief. Process that new reality that you're now living in as quickly as possible. Get it behind you and move on. As a side note, the issue of the painted walls came up recently. I didn't realize my daughter had been disturbed by the fact that so quickly after she moved out, I painted over her bedroom walls, and we had done this beautiful sponge painting in purple. And so I got to explain to her it wasn't because I was glad that she was gone, it was because I was sad that she was gone. So we need to be sensitive as well as being resilient and keep communication open. So my self-talk was, my babies are gone. I'm all alone. They don't need me anymore. And I changed that to, what a fabulous job I did raising 5 incredible adults. So the first attitude was whiny, self-centered, wallowing in pity. And the second was positive, optimistic, an acknowledgement of a job well done. It's a good exercise to write down all your achievements. You might be surprised at what you've forgotten that you've done, and it will help you to build yourself up in a very positive and healthy way. So there's a statement, the rain falls upon the just and the unjust, and it means that life happens across the board. We are all going to experience difficulties and traumas at some point, and we each need to carry our burdens as much as we can. Now, there are times in life, for example, you break both your legs. You absolutely can't go on without help from other people. So in situations like that, it's an opportunity for you to offer blessings to other people by allowing them to help you and do a good deed. So that takes us back to the Longfellow Psalm of Life, where he reminds us that we can leave a mark that may be helpful to someone else who's struggling, the footprints in the sand. Footprints that perhaps another, sailing o'er life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing, shall take heart again. If you have children at home, start building resilience in them now. Toddlers, they fall down, they get back up. If they fall down and you race on in there, they'll come to expect that the slightest little thing is going to warrant some big dramatic response. Don't do that. Most of the time, they fall down, they whimper for a little bit, they get themselves back up, and they're playing in no time at all forgotten. Another thing you might be able to do is to let them feed themselves. You know, I know mealtime will be a complete disaster. Just get a big old plastic thing under their high chair and let them have that independence and get that spoon into their mouth. The memories we have now of spaghetti bowls on the head and all of that, they're happy memories. And as they get older, let them make their own mistakes. They need to think things through for themselves. They need to figure it out and learn. If you jump in there, if you put words into their mouth and thoughts into their head that aren't theirs, they're never going to really learn anything. Insist on follow through. Children have a tendency to get all excited about a new activity, and then the newness wears off. That's natural. Then they get bored. Then they want to quit. Don't let them do that. And last but not least, model resilience to them. That's always the best way to teach anything to your children. They're watching you. They're learning by your example. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe to this channel. Go to joannejolie.com and sign up to be on the official mail list. And I will look forward to seeing you next time.
If you live like a hero in the back.